every podcast that I listen to has talked about Sir Bobby Charlton. I think the cool thing about being an American fan is, if I'm being completely honest, didn't know too much about him, and then got to research a lot of him this week. So big-time Ballon d'Or winner. I know he's a Man United guy. As a City person, this is me doing some, across the aisle. We should figure that out in the House of Representatives. But ton of goals, Ballon d'Or winner, and also for me, as if anyone knows my biggest fears, survived a plane crash. So he's pretty much a god amongst men in my eyes. But the one thing I wanted to ask you guys, I did listen to Men in Blazers. They mentioned this little tidbit about him. He used to take a shot of scotch before every game before he went out there. So, Nick, we'll lead off with you. We were all athletes. Some of us think we still are. What's the pregame routine look like?
I'll divulge just real quick. He will remain unnamed. There was a kid I played basketball with. We were at an away game. He could chug a beer in literally 3 seconds. And we're like, we don't believe you. We're at an away game. In the locker room, pulls out a Heineken. This is 25 minutes before tip-off. And slugs it.
Had to be a bottle too, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So he brought it to school on the bus into an away team locker room. Slugged it. Absolutely slugged it. And our coach walks in 5 minutes later. They're putting shaving cream in the bag, this whole thing. He goes out and drops like 25 points. Like, just absolutely dimes up. So, of course, the next game's a home game. We're like, you got to do it again. So he slugged another beer in the locker room.
You got to do it again.
How'd he do?
He did okay, but we didn't do it after that one again. We felt like we definitely were flying too close to the sun.
To build off of that before you go, we had a dude at our school, same kind of situation. Shout out to Kendall Washington, still in jail, I think, but got to go to West V for football at one point. Basketball team, we weren't very good. He was the best player by far. Pretty sure he would get through a whole blunt before the game. Still the best player on the team. We were bad, but still the best player on the team. So, high school stories abound in this one. Nick, pregame routine.
Usually just kind of have a good meal and then listen to some music, but I would always put, it had to be right sock on first, left sock second. It was just this routine of things, and I didn't, putting the clothes on the same way. And if I was on a hitting streak or playing well, I wouldn't wash my socks. So okay. I started my senior year with a 12 or 13 game hitting streak, and those things were standing straight up. And Barb was not pleased when I told her she wasn't allowed to watch them.
I love that. I'm pretty sure everyone here, there's only 2 mothers that are attached to this podcast, but my mom cleaned my socks too. So not very grown-up men on this one, but that's fine. Michael, what about you?
Not really I don't really have like a pregame ritual like clothing-wise or anything like that, but I was a closing pitcher. I was a reliever, so like the first 8 innings of the game, I didn't do jack shit. So what would get me going is I just tried to find an enemy on the other team to get me motivated.
And just make fun of him the whole time?
Yeah.
Was this
like
the water boy?
I'd watch, I would, be in the game. As soon as somebody on that team did something that I just even irked me a little bit, every reason under the sun to like, that guy fucking sucks. And I just get like in my own head about it and just get fired up.
Dylan?
I think I was the opposite. I'm a very happy person, so I would piss the people off because I would just be laughing the whole time and try and have conversations with them in lacrosse. If any of you laxer bros out there playing attack and the ball's on the other side, you kind of have to stand next to your defender. So I just shoot the shit with them, which would piss them off even more. And then when you would score on them, you just laugh at them. I was the complete opposite. I didn't need to get motivated. I just played.
Just went out there. As most of you guys know, ADHD is the enemy of routine, so I didn't have anything. I was kind of a spaz, I know you're not allowed to use that word anymore. Anyway, just kind of showed up.
Can you use spaz?
Yeah, Lizzo got canceled on that one.
Really?
Was it because of that or because she was like harassing her dance team?
Someone might have been eating a banana out of a different orifice that we don't need to talk about because our mothers listen to this pod, but she did get canceled because of that as well.
Look, don't Google that. Don't Google that.
Dead.
Karen.
No.
Right.
I liked Michael's though. I did like playing a little angry. You know,
I played a
whether it was-
lot angry.
Whether it was the music going or like whatever it was, but yeah, I loved having a little bit of anger in my heart, in my stomach when I was playing any sport, any time I played a game ever.
I like to think that origin story for Michael, or that villain story, that villain arc, was because of myself. I think there is a world where if I didn't exist, Michael could have been just like Dylan.
No, you know who taught me that? He'll never hear this. He'll literally never hear this.
Dibble. Definitely Rob Dibble.
No, fuck off. It was the whole Nordquist family.
Oh,
That was the only thing that just get angry. And to your other point, and then we can move on from this because I think we've beat a dead horse here. I tried to have a routine, like something, just because I thought it was like kind of a sign that you were good, that you had like something that you did every time. I couldn't remember like what I did every single time. So I just had to be like, I gotta stop doing it.
ADD runs deep in our family.
I
do think, Michael, though, there were many a nights down in the basement on a little Tykes hoop where your shit was getting swatted into the crawl space.
Yeah, it was the worst.
That made us started the anger there a little bit, whatever.
Just because you would let me get like a point away from winning, and then you just never let me score again.
Yeah.
And then you'd beat me, and it would
Older-
drive me insane.
Older brother stuff. Nick knows all about it. Look,
Truth.
the one last thing I want to say, guy seems like a really good dude, Sir Bobby Charlton. I'm going to call out my fans here. Don't sing the fucking song. It's stupid. It's kind of dumb. He's not Queen Elizabeth. Lizzie in the Box is such a better song than Bobby's in a Box. Don't
They got
sing that
banned.
shit. Yeah. It's pretty fucked up.
And also the fact that, outside of what you said, he won England their only
Yeah.
World Cup. So, like, it's... And also, City wasn't even relevant back then. What are they upset about?
So let's get into Shut Up and Dribble. We'll do that now. Nick had to take it too far, as always.